To support the FCC requirement for broadband labels, BillMax has implemented a way to create a label for each standalone, mass-marketed broadband access service plan. This functionality also supports the requirement of storing each label and being able to retrieve it as needed. To complete the setup, you will go to Billing Administration and go to Lists. Look for the list called BB Label. This list has all the URLs needed for the broadband label, as well as your support phone number and your FRN number that you have registered for at the FCC. To update each one, you will go in and change the value to something that makes sense for your company. Another step is reviewing your package and service definitions. The labels depend on the data that is within the package and service definitions within BillMax. Several things play key roles. The setup fee will be shown on the broadband label if it is not zero. The fees that are attached to the package or service definition will also be displayed on the broadband label. The service type is what establishes those service and packages that should have a broadband label. Latency should be completed for each of those services. If it is a special service and you do not need to generate a broadband label for it, you can change that to no, and BillMax will not produce a label for it. The other fields that are important can be contract length. This will appear on the broadband label as the number of months that the contract exists. And pricing comes from your first price as the intro price, if that it has a second price within the definition. Package elements also play a key role. So in this case, the CPE has a minimum required, and so that will show up as a fee of $4.99 for this service package definition. The other place that fees are coming from are invoice fees. If you have an invoice fee for a particular virtual company, you will want to know that that virtual company can have its own set of labels and will have that invoice fee automatically added to each of the labels. To create the labels, you will go to Billing Administration, Broadband Labels. We're going to draft new labels to begin. I choose a tag and I'm going to choose all plans. So all plans, I'm going to create a label for all my mass marketed broadband services. I have 5 services that fit that bill. I can review each one as I need to. So we were looking at the 100 by 20. You can see the package pricing came in. There is no contract term, so therefore it's 0. Fees have the CPE and the internet package fee that we saw. The speeds and latency can be updated. And here are all the different URLs that come from the BB label list. Usage, if there are any usage parameters that need to be modified. And you can preview the label before it is created. So here is what the label will look like. Broadband fax, 100 by 20. It has no introductory rates, and so it is $49 a month with these particular additional charges. No early termination fee, as there is no contract. Here are the speeds and the latency, and the data plan is unlimited. You will notice the unique plan identifier until it is published ends with 000. That is the date the label has been published. It starts with your fixed or M fixed, then it has your FRN number, and then it has the virtual company number or the tag, and then it has the unique service definition, and then followed by the date. That is the format of our unique plan identifier. I can create a tag. I already did, so I'm not going to create another one, but I created one for gadgets with the tag of gadgets. And that is so that I can have another set of labels when I want to, so that I can include that state recovery fee under invoice fee. So drafting new labels, I can draft new labels and I can choose to have it be gadgets instead. I can modify the provider name here, and it's going to create a second set of labels for gadgets, and in this case include the state cost recovery fee that is part of gadgets. So I have two sets of labels, and you can see the difference is nothing in the pricing, but the fees include the state cost recovery fee as well. So when you view the label, you will see that listed as well. So if you have a different need for different labels for different locations, for example, then you can create multiple sets of the labels as you need to. I can also go ahead and add fees for a particular tag. So I have one for all plans, meaning that's my base, or for my Gadgets Incorporated. So I'm going to add a convenience fee to its labels, and it's going to put this fee on all labels with the tag of Gadgets Incorporated. That fee is going to remain on the label from iteration to iteration, so it will not be lost when the labels are regenerated for some reason. And now when you view the label, you will see it still has the state cost recovery fee, but it also has a one-time, I just added a convenience fee. Labels can be created from packages or services. This fiber service is a service, not a package, and you can still see that it has the monthly price, it has the convenience fee, it has a setup fee, and the state cost recovery fee, and you can view the label for it as well. When you have reviewed all the labels, as you need to, you can go ahead and publish the labels. When you publish the labels, you can do it for all labels that you have. You can create a CSV file if you need to, so, and only a CSV file if you say yes. It will put all of the plans into a CSV file, and you can publish it at that point. You could also only do labels, and it would not create the spreadsheet, but it would create all the labels for you. And in this case, I'm going to do both. If I do both, it creates a zip file that holds both the CSV and a variety of labels for you to use. So it created the CSV file for me, as well as all the labels together, and it also created just the one label for gadgets that is for the account class commercial. And you will see that there are 2 labels here, one for widgets and one for gadgets, so that you have both for this commercial plan. And the one with the commercial plan that is for gadgets has the state cost recovery fee as well as the convenience fee. You will see that the updated status is now published for these labels. That means that the date has been added to the unique plan identifier and they cannot be altered. They are static at this time. Going through the whole process, if I need to update the price of a package, then I can change the price. And I will need to remember then to go back to Broadband Labels and create a new label for that. When I draft new labels, you will notice it only drafts the ones that have changed. So here I can then go ahead and view the label and change anything that needs to be done, make sure everything looks correct, preview it, and then publish that label. Now you will see that this label has been archived. So there are 3 statuses: draft labels, published labels, those are the ones that are currently active, as well as archived. So the labels will be available as needed into perpetuity. The other exciting feature that we have in this particular version of BillMax, this included in the REST APIs are 2 broadband label REST APIs. So there's one to get the product based on a ID. So you have the product ID, you include it in your request, and it will send back the broadband label. A second label is for the product definitions. You can send it the product definition ID as well as the virtual company ID, and it will send back the label that matches that. Try it out by creating the CSV file, the HTML file with all the labels, and these REST APIs. We hope that you can easily meet the requirements for the FCC broadband labels.